someone an inch and they will take a mile. Those are not my words. The late Edward Adwanyiga, the man who taught me English. Madam Speaker, I'm saying this because I am one of the proponents of this affirmative action. And when we did it as a committee, we carefully looked at quantum. And I'm impressed that young Moses has captured the principle of quantum. That if it is 2 billion, it makes sense. But if you just open it up, it will end up disenfranchising other counties. And I want to beg the 11 senators. We've given you an inch. That makes a huge difference. Please don't attempt to take a mile by asking for 4.6. Let us do this because, Madam Chair, the Constitution of Kenya leaves no lacuna on how the money should be shared, both in the letter and in the spirit. The letter is very clear. It is the principle of equity and not equality. So as to buttress it further into the spirit of the Constitution, Madam Speaker, we have said, let the equal share be increased, but not be a threat to the principle of equality. We've done it in this fourth formula. Madam Speaker, in the eye of the Senate, through the committee, we have said, let no county lose. And we have said, let no county be left behind. So, Senator Mugeni, the mover of the motion, let me take you to just 2 examples. Okay? The eye of the committee is saying that let us not leave these 11 committees behind. Let's hold their hands. You've done it. We have held your hand. In this simulation, look at county number 35, Nyandarua. Young Methu is not here. He's busy in Wamunyoro, but I can speak for him. Somebody I wish could remind him that go to Wamunyoro when Senate is not sitting. This is where you have the highest political platform in the country, far more than in the funerals where some of us speak, in the bullfighting arena where we speak, in the Harambes where some of us rarely go because we don't have the money, and, Mr. Speaker, not in Wamunyoro. I have not touched you. What is out of order?
What's your point of order, Mundege? Senator Mundege, sorry.
Bwana Spika, nataka kusema Bwana Khalwale, either mtu ni wa Wamunyoro ama ni wa chama gani, tukiwa hapa tuo county 47. Kwa hivyo kama Senator ayuko hapa, Senator wa Murang'a umesema
Senator Mundege.
Nataka ni yes.
Senator Mundege, can you explain what you're saying? What is Wamunyoro and what is your point of order?
Ni Senator Khalwale amesema mambo ya hii county 11 tunataka tuongezewe pesa, na county senator wengine hawa 11 wengine wako kwa Wamunyoro. Sasa nataka nimwambie tuo county 47 hatuko mambo ya Wamunyoro ama si Wamunyoro, hiyo ndio nataka nimfahamishe.
Senator Khalwale, can you withdraw your reference to Wamunyoro? We don't know, this house does not know what that means.
In fact, Madam Speaker, I wish I had commenced my debate in Swahili. Madam Speaker, if you allow me quote unquote, pengine kama ningefanya hivyo, Mheshimiwa Senator wa Embu angenielewa.
Senator Khalwale, I'll give an exception to this. Can you explain in Kiswahili for the Senate?
Madam Speaker, Mheshimiwa Senator wa Embu angenielewa. Sikuwa nafanyia Senator wa Nyandarua madharau. Nilikuwa nataka kumkumbusha kwamba, kwa sababu he's a new member, kwamba agenda kubwa ya nchi ya kaunti, kama unataka kusukuma, nafasi yenye unapewa katika bunge ya Kenya ni kubwa kuliko ile unapata nyumbani. Ndio nikatumia jina Wamunyoro, badala ya Wamunyoro ningesema Malinya huko kwetu, Madam Speaker. So anielewe, sio kumtania.
So Wamunyoro refers to a place?
To a village, just like Malinya, Wishiangala.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you. So,
Senator Morango.
Mr. Speaker, nadhani pia ni makosa. Na unajua Waswahili husema samaki wote hunuka lakini wanamshuku kambari. Kiongozi wangu Bwana Khalwale kuna siku ambayo hakuangi pia kwa Senate kwa sababu tofauti. Kama juzi alikuwa na mtoto mdogo na sikumuona huku. Mr. Speaker, wakati Senator wa Kakamega kiongozi wetu akisema kwamba Senator Methu ako Wamunyoro na hajaambiwa na Mheshimiwa Methu kama kwa Wamunyoro ama kwa sehemu zingine, kwa sababu najua mahali yako na sio Wamunyoro. Ni haki kweli, kwa sababu si vizuri kusema Senator Methu ameenda Wamunyoro akakosa kuja katika bunge la Senate. Kuna watu wanaomchagua na wanamtusikiza siku ya leo.
Senator Khalwale, to the extent that you have suggested that a particular senator is in a place called Wamunyoro, please withdraw and continue with the debate.
Madam Speaker, I withdraw the word Wamunyoro. So, Madam Speaker, speaking on behalf of the great people of Nyandarua, if we go by the simulation, I was appealing to the senator of Nyamira, because it is arbitrary, it is not scientific. Since you have left out Nyandarua in your arbitrary selection of 11 counties, you are adding these 11 counties 405 million, and in the process, the formula that affords Nyandarua to move at its own pace, you have now made it to drag behind the other counties simply because you did not play affirmative action. Don't do it. We've given you an inch, accept it, don't demand for a mile. Madam Speaker, relax, Nyamira. Madam Speaker, I say this with absolute respect to all the 47 counties of Kenya. And Madam Speaker, I therefore want to appeal to colleagues that the route for us to go, having accepted 2 billion as affirmative action, the route for us to go is to focus on the national economy. It performs better, there be better physical management so that more money is available for sharing, and so that counties can perform better on on-source revenue. Allow me to appeal to the governor and senator of the following counties. 1, Kisumu. 2, Homa Bay. 3, Siaya. 4, Busia. 5, Migori. You have an opportunity like no other county in Kenya to grow your own source revenue because of the God-sent gift of Lake Victoria. I would be appealing to the Senate to allow the senators of these counties, Madam Speaker, for a trip. You can choose to go to Finland, or choose to go to Estonia, or go to Sweden, or go to Norway. You see how they play with their legs. When I was last in Estonia, many years ago, one of the things you cannot afford to leave is that because you have a sunken visa, they allow you to keep on shifting between Estonia and Finland and Norway without any disturbance. And you pay a very small fee for the cruise ships. In those cruise ships, they have capacities of 400, 600, 800 people. And Madam Speaker, they are forever full. And the little money that they make there, they have perfected the blue economy there in terms of transport. I live and pray that you guys from those, youth leaders from those counties, you take advantage of Lake Victoria. We want to see cruise ships from Kisumu to Homa Bay, to Kendu Bay, to Seaport, to Port Victoria, to Entebbe, to Bokafu, and to Mwanza. You will make billions of shillings out of on-source revenue. That's the route to go. Don't fight for this little 2 billion shillings that this Senate wants to gift you. Madam Speaker, I want to agree with the Senator of Homa Bay when he says, if we start fellowships amongst counties, we can start a fellowship with the Vihiga County, Taita Taveta County, Homa Bay County, Kakamega County, and Marsabit County, where we have serious mineral resource. And we will demand that we want affirmative action. The amount of gold in Kakamega is so serious, Madam Speaker, that the President and his government, in his wisdom, they have decided for all the gold that will be mined in Kakamega, in all the gold mining counties of Kenya, in all the gold mining countries of East Africa, the refinery will be built at Mulidambisa in Ekolomani, and that construction is ongoing. We need, Madam Speaker, to speak louder to this, because the old leadership wants to confine us in small talk, like the talk of 405 billion shillings, when we should be talking about bigger resource that we can share as a republic. Madam Speaker, the issue of sharing, I have told you, if they make us to think small, they disrupt our thinking big. Look, why can't we sit our governors, or we take over as governors, and think big the way in 1965 Singapore did think big? They had a very small economy, but because of thinking big, they were able to make simple decisions of governance, like human resource. The president said, we are not going to hire you for any other reason. We will hire you because of competence. In Kenya today, like many other failing African countries, we should change professionals so as to hire relatives, so as to hire friends, so as to hire members of our families. The end result, Madam Speaker, is that our professionals working in the same system who are denied promotion, they become disenfranchised and they don't perform. We have a great chance today. We have got over 40 universities churning out young, brilliant professionals. I dream and hope to live to see a country where a youth can be able to apply online, and purely because of the content of his academic excellence, he is able to defeat the son of Dr. Khalwale, who he beat in the university. Even when Khalwale is the senator of Kakamega, the child gets the job ahead of mine. And I say that with equal appliance to the children of all the senators in this house today, and all the ministers, and even the president. We want our children to compete equally, because if a child is good, he's good. It's just like running a 100-meter race, Senator Osotsi. You will either run under 10 seconds because you are Ferdinand Omanyala, or you will not. Let our children compete. That is the essence of fairness, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to beg the leader of the majority. Leader of majority, you have been very persuasive 2 times in your contribution about rewarding performance. I agree with you. That is the way it should be. But you are dealing with crooks. This is not the first time we have tried to recognize and reward physical effort. You know how they responded? When they discovered that we were using on-source revenue, they then said, we want to look like from the previous year to the current year, we improved so as to attract that funding. So what did they do? They say, my county has the potential to raise 300 million. And then the following year, they end up raising 700 million. So you have no choice but to say that they have done well. When actually they were rigging, the county already had the potential to get over 700, so they pegged it low, they get a higher percentage, and they con all of us. We are dealing with Kenyans, people with no integrity whatsoever. How such criminals have found themselves in places of high calling, Mr. Speaker.
What's your point of order, Senator Mondege?
Madam Speaker, nataka niseme Khalwale aseme katika Kenya County 47 ni nani crooks? Ni senators, ama ni governors, ama ni MPs? Hata kama anajua tuelewe Kiingereza tunakielewa vizuri sana.
Senator Khalwale, who are the crooks?
Madam Speaker, unless you are a visitor in Jerusalem, you know that there are no angels in the positions of leadership. That's why we have dealt in a very short time with several cases of impeachment. That is why this House already has, I think, a record of 13 cases of attempt of impeachment. It's usually...
Just name who the crooks are.
The crooks are the leaders who are elected in office without integrity. If you want to give me an opportunity to name them, let me name them next time round so that I come with a substantive motion.
That is fine.
Madam Speaker, I have been supporting Nyandaro in the absence of my son. He would like to inform me. Can you
Senator Methu, you may inform.
Thank you very much. And I think also Senator Boni must drop, he must now stop calling me his son, because I saw that he has a newborn. And already my son is already 6 years. So it cannot be that my brother is a newborn and I'm already a father of a 6-year-old. You are getting a kid every day, Senator Boni. But the most substantive point that I wanted to inform Senator Boni, yes, in referring to crooks in his submission, he meant governors who inflate their own source revenue so that they can beat the requirement in terms of raising so they'll say that we have improved our own source from 300 to 700. But in essence, their potential is not even 700. It's even more than 1 billion. So in terms of rewarding people who have done well, they are rewarded in whereas they have not done well.
The senator of Nyandarua. The senator of Nyandarua has corrected me that I should never call him my son. In fact, I'm not going to call him my son again until he comes in having shaved his beard and combed his hair so that he can look his really young age. Madam Speaker, as I thank you for that information, distinguished senator from Nyandarua, I wish the standing orders would have allowed you to speak to the senator of Embu in Kikuyu, Kiembu, and Kimeru. I was not brought here to come and teach you.
Order, Senator Khalwale, can you finish your recommendation? Debate. Your time is up, actually. Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, first of all, I stand here to support the amendments by Senator for Nyamira and say that the amendments proposed by Senator of Nyamira is a product of negotiations. It is not his own amendment.